Hello, everybody. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any trouble and I can keep filming this, but my phone's batteries were low. I do have it plugged in and charging right now, but sometimes it takes more battery to film than what the charge will give it. So, let's hope this works. What I want to do today is do embossing using different colors. And I just thought that, whoops, this could be a fun thing to do. So today I am home. When you see this, I will be at my sister's. So I'm going to take my embossing buddy and I'm going to get that powder and then I'm going to put it away. And that hopefully will keep it away from the areas I don't want it. Now, what I want to do is just do different colors, kind of mosh posh, psychedelic-y, whatever we want to call it. And so I'm going to tape this down. I probably don't need to, but just to be a little bit on the safe side, we're going to. I have my watermark ink pad, and I want to try, I need something. Okay, here we go. We use one of the finger daubers and put it on. I don't know how wet this is. I've had it a long time. I just don't really use it. So let's hope it's, oh yeah, it's still wet. Okay. So I'm just gonna, and problem is you can't see if you're hitting them all or missing them. Now you can use you can use the same color ink as embossing powder if you want. I'm not sure if you can use a different color ink as the embossing powder. I really don't know. And we can try that later on if we want to. Just to get that answer, right? I could have stopped, I guess, right there. Let me stop. No, because I might knock off the embossing powder. So we're just going to keep going like this. Now using a stencil, I might not have needed to use the buddy. But no, I did because it sticks. What it stops is the powder from sticking where you don't want it to. So I hope this isn't dried over here yet. I am trying to go a little bit fast, but at the same time I want to get it all on. We'll find out in a minute how it's going or how I'm getting it on, if I'm doing good or not. All right, let's see what happens. Get that off. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works. I need a sheet of paper. Oh, that's not big enough. Uh-oh, I didn't have paper ready. Here, let's try this. If I can grab it. Okay. Get rid of this tape. And I can see the design somewhat. Let's see what happens. I don't want to waste all that, so I'm going to dump it. Oh, it looks like some of it's dried. That one, uh-oh. See what I just did? I just rubbed some of it off. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but there are different types of embossing powder. Some of them are thicker, and they're for bigger spaces. Some are thin for like fine lines. It just, I think it depends on how well it's been, how finely it's been grinded up. I got all these colors out, and it doesn't look like I'm going to use them all. Okay. Purple. I got all these different color embossing powders from, there was a kit that somebody put out. It was like painting with embossing powders. And basically this what you did is different colors embossing powder. See, I did it again. Different colors of embossing powder. And you did that to do the painting in different colors. And it came with a bunch of these embossing powders, and it was a clearancing thing. But the embossing powders are not that fine embossing powder. It's a thicker embossing powder. Okay, and then I'm going to go over it, all of it, with the green. So, kind of like using green as kind of my background color. Is how I was thinking of it. Okay, so some of them look like they kind of dried too much. Could have been how much glue I got on them. Or watermark, I guess, is the word. I don't really know. We'll use, we'll do another one, and we'll use an opaque ink and try different colors and see if it covers up. See if it just covers up the colors. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this off because I don't want these embossing powders sticking to my glass mat. When I melt them. I don't want to melt it on. And there's still some on here. My goodness. Okay. I'm going to hold it with this. And let's see what we come up with. Almost done, just moving it along. I think that's it. All right. So, I didn't get a strong background. It's a subtle background. They're not very thick at all on here, so this would work nicely for a background. It really almost can barely feel where they are. That's weird. Usually you can feel it a little better, but they went on pretty lightly. Like I said, I don't know if it was the way I got the glue on or what, but there it is. It's kind of pretty. Kind of pretty. I could have maybe used like yellow or something instead of the green. The green might have been a little strong for the background. But let's go ahead and let's try, where did I put that piece of paper that I used? There it is. I'm just going to cut. That was a 4x6 piece to use, but let's just do a little sample. And let's use a colored ink. And I know I don't want to use a dark colored one. Let me see what I've got. In the opaque. You want to use opaque so that it doesn't dry as fast and gives you time. Sandstorm. Gives you time to put the powders on, right? And dry it. So, we got this. And I'm just going to use this dauber again. And I can definitely see where the ink is now. Right, that'll help. Now, will this dry before I get done with the whole thing? I don't know. So we're just trying it out. seeing what happens. I need a bigger dauber so this isn't taking so long. I don't know what I have that was clean enough. Yep, in the meantime, this is drying, so. Okay, let's just go ahead now and do this. It's just a little piece, but we really just want to see if that color really affects this. That's too much or what. So let's try it out. So some red. So you can see it in the background for sure. This is the thicker embossing powder. So I didn't go over it with the buddy. I went so long without a buddy. I don't know. I just gotta remember that I have one now. A little more often, right? Let's do the blue. I don't want to do dark colors because we won't know as much. See, it's coming off of here. It's drying. Oh, look what I did. I spilled it. Let's try this color. This is one of those two-tone colors. Okay, so far, I'm not thinking it's a problem. I used a light enough ink. I can see a little bit of that tan color underneath. But let's see what happens when we dry it, when we heat it and melt it, because it might affect it. Okay, let me get my heating tool, and here we go. All right. Make sure it's all melted. I'm looking for that shiny look. And I can see it better if I kind of move that a little bit. So you can still see the color. It's still good. What did I do with the one I just... Leave it to me to lose the piece I just did. Here it is. I just want you to see the difference in the colors. So there's like the red, the blue, well, that's purple, and I didn't use purple this time. It still works. It's still good. I like the way that finishes on there. Okay, one more thing I want to show you real quick, and then we'll be good enough at this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use the tan so we can see what we're doing here. Sandstorm. Now, suppose we want specific ones, a specific color. So let me just say this one. And that helps and you can see it. And this one. And this one. And this one. Let's just say I want those ones to be, let's do pink. Okay. Oh, that was the wrong paper. This is the paper. Now my embossing powder is going to stick to that. I'll have to turn it this way. Oh, what was I thinking? No. Take that off. There we go. Sorry. Let's go back and do the same ones. I can see where I did them. This one. And this is just regular cardstock. It's not special paper or nothing, just cardstock. This one. This one. Which one? This one. Okay. So these ones I want, what color was I'm gonna do? The pink. Let's do it in the pink. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the pink on. Just go ahead. You can pour it on. It's all just gonna come off anyways. So I'm not gonna, that didn't stick. Now I shoved the paper in there, now it's sticking too much. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna melt him. Got it too close, I'm gonna scorch it. Okay, there's the pink. That pink did not turn out good at all, did it? Okay, and I'm going to put the stencil back. I think it was this way. And I'm just going to line that stencil back up. You might want to wait and let it cool first. Okay. That's the pink. The pink. Okay. And then I want this one. And this one. You really should make sure you have juicy ink pads before you do this. And this one. Okay, off with it. And let's put some purple on here. That pink really did take that tan color. I didn't know, just didn't have enough embossing powder on it to cover it up. Okay, now I'm going to heat this. Okay, so now they really are taking that tan color. So I'm going to switch and I'm going to go back to this. So now we need to line them all up. Okay. I'm going to use this paper towel to get some of this tan color off of here. Just to make sure. Okay. So I'm gonna do this one. Still showing some of that tan. This one. This one. And this one. It helps to have that little bit of color there. But I didn't want it to affect the colors of my embossing powder. Now, if your other embossing powder is still warm, this will hold to that too. So you really have to watch that stuff. Anyway. They say you can take a brush and brush off extras around. See, that's why you use the buddy. I just gotten so used to not having one. I gotta get used to using it. Okay, and I'm gonna reheat now the red. You have to be careful because when you go back over and if you hit that others too much, you're gonna over melt them. But like that didn't even work very good at all. This just might be too dry. This one might be even drier. Let's see what happens. Put that back over. I know I've got one that's not open somewhere, but I don't know where right now, so it would take too long to find it. So just keep in mind, you might want to make sure that your inks are wet enough. Ain't gonna work. Oh, that's juicier. I can already tell just from looking. Okay. So this needs to come off. I think it's juicier. I hope it's juicier. Okay, and take the purple. Was that it? And you don't have to worry about putting too much embossing powder because it's going to go down and you're going to put it right back in the bottle. And this stuff really will last you forever. Okay, heat gun. All right, that worked much better, this ink. So I'll put this down again, set it back on. Line them all up. I think I'm gonna use the blue this time. Wow, this Sizzix is old, old, old. I mean, it's got to be 6, 7 years old, and it's way wetter than the Crafter's Companion stuff that's newer. It's been open too, so it's not like I haven't used it or anything, and it was fresh. Sealed, it wasn't. Okay. That comes up, this comes down. Here we come with the blue. Now that one I didn't put it on as thick. I think there's one in here somewhere. Okay. See that one? And that one. But these you can see that glue worked pretty good. Trying to think of the lady's name that had that technique where you did painting. Somebody out there probably knows. I'm sure somebody out there knows. Melting. What do you think? Is it looking pretty good? I love this technique. I love having the different colors of embossing powder. This stuff just is kind of flat. So it could be that I over melted after. But the other ones were kind of flat too. It's kind of weird. But actually that works for a background, right? Because it just kind of does work for a background, I guess. I haven't been super careful about lining it up, so some of them may not be lined up exactly, but I'm doing a pretty good job, I think. Oh, glue from on the stencil. This color, huh? They didn't do this color, or is that this one? That might be this one. And I did the red and the blue and the purple. How about this color? Let's see what this color looks like. I don't know if I just put some more on there or not. Okay. Out. You come in with this. Here we go. Let's get some there and some there. This has different colors mixed in. That's why I'm wondering what it'll look like when it's not underneath that brownish color. Like I thought it was going to be orange looking, but I don't know for sure. Move that out of the way. Okay. And okay, so you get the idea, right? You can do different colors, and or you can do all the same colors. You can do 2 colors. These ones are really different because they're so smooth on the, like they're not real raised, but they're shiny. Yeah, it's a little raised, but it almost feels like it's a texture on the paper. So I don't know. But there we go. So on the brown, it did kind of mess with the colors a little bit. This was the one on the brown, right? This is the one I used green backing to go back in and make sure all the spots were covered. This one had the brown, maybe. That is pretty close to the same colors. I don't know. But anyways, so there we are. Different colors, embossing powder, and we just emboss a background, and we can do whatever we want on this now, right? You probably want to use a liquid glue to make sure it holds well, but it's got texture, but it's not real dimensional, if that makes sense. Like you can feel it, but it's not. Oh, look, that one didn't completely. And of course, you would be more careful than I was. And, you know, you can use tape or whatever to mask off the ones you don't want to use. You know, just to be safer. But I don't know how this would do if you used tape, and then it would have to be a very low tack. I'm looking at the purple funny because the purple almost just looks like it stained the paper, and it's not really there. But it is. It's there. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial about making different colored or mixed colors. We'll call it mixed color embossing powder background. I really like the way that one turned out with the green now that I look at it. Yep. And it's shiny, shimmery. Yeah, this one's my favorite. With that little bit of green in there. It just added something to it. All right, everybody. If you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Bye-bye now.